Thank you, Sam, Father Eng, Interim Provost Kloppenberg, and of course, Mr. Martin Sheen. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. 3 days before our first year began, while sitting in the lounge at McLaughlin Walsh, flanked by Fernando Gonzalez and Omar Luna, two friends I'd met only 4 days before, I shared my fears of whether I, the son of two Irish farm-raised immigrants, belonged to SEU. I felt like an imposter. During Lead Week, a 6-day orientation period for first-generation college students in the week before college begins, I realized I was not alone in feeling that way. And ironically, it was that shared sense of uncertainty and fear that began an expedition into the transformative encounters that would define my Santa Clara education. You became my community, a community of people searching for a home at SEU, slowly realizing that this journey would demand struggle. It was in this solidarity with you that I began to gain the confidence to engage with my own discomfort, to address society's complicated issues, and to develop a set of core values that would serve as my compass. I've grown to appreciate this struggle as a necessary challenge, one that has brought me a better understanding of both myself and my communities. My journey to Santa Clara was difficult. For my parents, responsibilities at home and on the farm took priority over traditional education. Soon after reaching their 20s, they set out for America in search for better opportunities. Having parents who did not attend university is, and was, understandably challenging. However, although my parents could not help with the practicalities of being a college student, what they provided was significantly more foundational. Their experience instilled in me the importance of perseverance, of staying true to your values, and of giving back to the communities. That sense of self, of virtue, of responsibility has remained constant in me even when everything else has not. Like most journeys, mine consisted of wrong turns and wavering courage. I questioned my place at SEU, at times struggling to find that sense of belonging. However, I always returned to those lessons gained from my parents, lessons that taught me how to live my life. After graduation, we will face a similar challenge: to accept the challenge of society's most pressing issues with the lessons learned from our education and our families and community, such as those instilled in me by my parents, or to settle into the streams of our daily lives. The Greek myth of Icarus models the choice that we'll have to make. While attempting to escape imprisonment from a tall tower, Icarus and Daedalus finally collect enough candle wax and feathers to make 2 pairs of wings for themselves. Before leaving, Daedalus warns Icarus not to fly too close to the sun, but exhilarated by his newfound ability, he does just that. The heat melts the wax holding together the wings, and Icarus plummets into the sea. Like Icarus, we're constantly surrounded by warnings not to fly too high. This lesson is everywhere, from Iron Man to Fahrenheit 451 to Kanye West lyrics. But along the way, its meaning has been warped. Society commonly references Daedalus' warning of flying too close to the sun, but neglects the other caution of the story, that of flying too low, in case the salt from the waves gets caught in the wings and drags you down anyway. When we exit the safety of Vari, Bannon, Lucas, and of course Bellamy, we'll be met with many opportunities to conform, to fly lower than we actually should. Many of us will be handed a laptop, assigned a desk, and asked to contribute to the value of an organization that helps its bottom line. The easiest choice is to settle into this occupation, ready to fall back on the safety of our careers. We'll begin to hide our talents and convictions, fearing to challenge the prevailing wisdom. Opportunities for flying low surround us. They exist in our small daily choices, such as my failure to get up for Alex Perlman's 8 a.m. yoga classes, and in larger institutional choices. Failing to respect all members of the community, including undocumented students, adjunct faculty and lecturers, and Benson Memorial Center workers is flying too low. Santa Clara has given us a great privilege in the classroom and out, meaningful only if we engage with our social conscience. In the classroom, we gathered the wax and feathers to fashion our own sets of wings. Through immersion trips, international fellowships, and other opportunities to engage with social justice issues in our own communities, we learned how to fly. However, we've still existed within the bubble. Until now, we've flown in safe classrooms where we could repeat what we had previously read or heard. Upon exiting the confines of campus, we have to fly on our own and make choices about what it means to fly too high or too low, to maintain the societal status quo, or to engage with the issues that strain our hearts and challenge our minds. Like Icarus, when we jump from the tower, we will be encouraged to fly low and under the radar. Today, I ask you to put aside that fear of flying too close to the sun. When you witness sexism or gender-based discrimination in the workplace, fly higher. When you're tasked with making the choice between material comforts and environmental justice, fly higher. When you're confronted by rhetoric antithetical to your values, engage with it and fly higher. Recognize not only your opportunity, but your responsibility. When complicated issues arise within your communities, fly into them. We've been prepared for this by years spent in and out of the classroom. We have learned together, loved together, struggled together. Beyond all else, we have contributed to this campus community together, a factor that should not and cannot be discounted. Do not fall into the trap of evaluating your impact either at Santa Clara or beyond, based on a transcript or a ledger. The experiences that you have had, the love and respect and community here on campus, cultivates that energy that gives us the courage to jump. Remember the joy of the Mission Gardens during spring quarters, of late-night mozzarella sticks from the Bronco, and of playing Gonzaga our first year and losing by only 2 points. Savor the countless hours you've put into Love Jones, Rainbow Prom, Global Village, Midnight Breakfast, the Santa Clara, and so many other passions. Think of the times you soared a little higher and the lessons gained. Recognize the community that we share and our responsibility to care for, to delight in, and to promote the humanity of others. When you confront challenges that prove discouraging and are tempted to fly a lower, easier route, call on the skills you have gained from your education, friends, and family to retain that higher altitude. Today, we become alumni of Santa Clara University, tasked with using our own voices to confront the problems before us. I hope that my words can be a call to action, a challenge to face society's most pressing issues in pursuit of knowledge and justice, and an invitation to fly higher. Thank you, and go Broncos.